was just super meaningful and bonding for the two of us to have to walk through something that intense and dramatic, and we were really there for one another through it. So I will always have like a special place in my heart for that storyline as well.
Yeah, that was super powerful. And the two of you, I mean, you just light up the screen together. You watch you guys, and it's like, wow, their chemistry's amazing, and it's one of the easiest relationships on television, I think, that the viewers can see unfold because it's so believable. So how did the two of you establish your connection and find that chemistry? Because that's not easy to do.
No, I mean, you know what's funny is we came on the show together, so we already had this camaraderie as being the newbies on the show. But what was so great and refreshing about April is that we had no inkling that the two of us were going to wind up together at all for the first 3 seasons of the show, for season 6, 7, and then all the way to the end of 8. And I went back, and somebody tweeted an interview that I did back on my first year on the show where I was like, I don't know who they're going to put me with. I mean, they're probably not going to put me with Jesse, because I mean that would be weird, put the two newbies together, so I'm sure it won't be Jesse. You know, we were blindsided by it, but it was great because it was this relationship built on this friendship, and Jesse and I had this beautiful, wonderful friendship already, having worked together without any hint of any romance for the characters. So it like added a level of groundedness, I think, to who they became. And then we just dove into it. We're both really hard workers. We're both rehearsers. So we would be like running lines and trying things out and playing with stuff, like, you know, off to the side before they brought us in, or for the scenes that we were doing tomorrow or the next day. You know, we were so, and still are, so invested in the storytelling. So I think all that stuff really added to us feeling like a real team and that chemistry coming alive.
Well, the fandom wants more, and I know you've been vocal about being totally down to do a spin-off show. So what would that look like to you in your dream world?
Oh man, in my dream world, in my dream world, it would be like a 10-episode kind of show. Okay. Where we could be somewhere that allows it to be a little darker and a little grittier, a little sexier. Like that would be fun. And I think that what's really fun about these two characters are that they're both right now kind of really living in their purpose, and they're out to change the medical field and to fight for medical justice. And I don't think we haven't seen that out in the world yet. So I think it could lend itself to a really interesting, fun stories to tell.
Now, how much of a reality do we think this can be? Is there a chance?
There's always a chance. I didn't know I was coming back for the 400th episode until 2 weeks before I shot it. So it's, you know, these things all happen very fast. Nobody says anything until everything is decided upon. So, you know, at this point, there's nothing officially in the works. It's all just living in the hearts and minds of the fandom.
Now, 2 weeks before, is that because the show wants to keep things super under wraps? I mean, that's like, when you got that call, what was that like for you?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know why it was so last minute, because when I came back last year, it was like 2 months before. So I knew I was living with that information for a while. And this time around, it was really crazy because I was in prep for my movie that I was shooting in Canada. I was like, and I wound up pushing my movie by a week in order to do the episode for Grey's, and the movie, thank goodness, said, let's do it. Like, that's great. You should go do your 400th episode. So I was very grateful for that. But it was crazy because both of us were super busy. Jesse had 1 day off in the midst of his Broadway schedule. I was just home for a very short period of time from prep to then go shoot my movie. So, you know, we crammed it in and made it happen, but it was a wild whirlwind for sure.
Wow. Oh, it came out so good. Everyone's so happy that worked out. I want to bring it back for a minute to when you started on the show, and you know, you've had such a journey, but what was it that initially made you want to be a part of the Shondaland medical universe? Like, what interested you about it?
Well, the funny thing is, it was the one show that my husband and I watched religiously from day